The corporate playbook. Look at your paycheck, and then look at the corporation that issued it. You are playing a rigged game, and the rules of taxation prove it.
Employees earn money, get taxed heavily on those earnings, and are forced to survive on whatever is left over. Corporations operate in a parallel universe. A corporation earns money, spends every single dollar it legally can, and is only taxed on the remnants. This is not a glitch in the matrix. This is the ultimate legal loophole used by the rich to exponentially accelerate their wealth. If you do not understand the mechanics of this corporate veil, you are mathematically doomed to bleed out. The Robin Hood illusion. To understand the trap, you must understand the history's greatest illusion ever sold: taxes. We are fed the Robin Hood fantasy, the noble idea of taking from the rich to give to the poor. Originally, in both England and America, there were no permanent taxes, only temporary levies to fund wars. In 1913, the United States made the income tax permanent through the 16th Amendment. The masses voted for this law because they were promised it would only punish the elite. But government is an entity with an insatiable appetite for capital. Once the government tasted that money, the tax net was cast wider and wider. The tax the rich legislation trickled down to ruthlessly encompass the middle class and the poor, the exact people who voted it into existence. Today, the average American employee works from January all the way to May, strictly to cover their tax burden to the government. The harder you work, the more the government extracts. But the elite did not just sit there and volunteer their wealth. The corporate shield. The rich outsmarted the intellectuals by retreating to the legal protection of the corporation. Corporations were popularized during the era of sailing ships to limit a wealthy investor's total financial risk to a single voyage. If the ship sank, the investor only lost the capital committed to that specific voyage, protecting the rest of their empire. Fast forward to today. The masses think oration is a massive glass building or a factory full of people. It is not. A corporation is merely a file folder containing legal documents, sitting in an attorney's office, registered with a state agency. It is a legal body without a soul. By wrapping their wealth in this soulless legal body, the rich shield their assets. The corporate income tax rate is significantly lower than the individual tax rate. More importantly, a corporation can legally pay for expenses with pre-tax dollars. Through a corporation, your vacations become board meetings in Hawaii. Car payments and health club memberships instantly transform into legal company expenses. This is the war between the haves and the have-nots, and the uninformed lose every single day. To wield this power, you must possess financial IQ, which is the brutal synergy of 4 technical skills. First is accounting, the ability to read numbers and understand financial literacy. Second is investing, the cold science of making money make more money. Third is understanding markets, the raw science of supply and demand. Fourth is the law, the awareness of tax advantages and corporate protections that allow you to grow wealth explosively. Combine these 4 pillars, and you stop walking and start flying. The bold versus the smart. Now, let's shatter another comforting lie. In the real world, it is rarely the smartest who get ahead. It is the bold. Every single person has tremendous potential and brilliant gifts. But what paralyzes the masses is extreme self-doubt and the absolute terror of losing money. When it comes to capital, most people are cowards who would rather play it safe than win. Financial genius requires deep technical knowledge, but it demands even deeper courage. If your fear of losing is too strong, your genius is permanently suppressed. Winners know that failure inspires winning, while losers allow failure to defeat them. Alexander Graham Bell was bold enough to patent the telephone and offer it to the corporate giant Western Union for $100,000. The president of Western Union scoffed, called the price ridiculous, and turned him down. Western Union played it safe, Bell stayed bold, and the multi-billion-dollar AT&T empire was born.
inventing money out of thin air. We are living in the information age, an era where money increases exponentially. The poor and the middle class work for money, but the elite literally invent it. The masses are trapped because they believe money is a real, physical thing. It is not. Money is an illusion, an agreement, a concept held together by the confidence of the masses. Once you realize money isn't real, you grow richer infinitely faster. Let's look at the actual mechanics of inventing capital. During a severe economic depression in Phoenix, Arizona, homes that were once worth $100,000 crashed to $75,000. The masses panicked and hid their savings. The elite don't panic. They go shopping at the bankruptcy attorney's office. In this depressed market, a $75,000 house could be acquired for just $20,000. An insider finds a deal and borrows $2,000 from a friend for 90 days, offering $200 in interest. They hand the attorney a cashier's check for the $2,000 down payment, and the property is legally tied up. Next, the insider runs an ad, a $75,000 house available for only $60,000, with zero money down. The phone rings relentlessly. The house is sold in a matter of minutes to a desperate buyer. The insider collects a $2,500 processing fee, returns the original $2,000 plus interest to the friend, and steps away. What is left over? A $40,000 promissory note from the buyer, sitting purely in the asset column. The insider has zero of their own money left in the deal. The return on investment is mathematical infinity. That $40,000 was created from absolute nothingness, without being taxed, and now generates $4,000 a year in cash flow at 10% interest. This is what it means to invent money. It took 5 hours of total working time. If you followed the system's advice, how many years of grueling labor and 50% tax brackets would it take to save $40,000? If you want to play this game, you have to decide who you are. There are exactly 2 types of investors. The first type simply buys packaged investments. They call a retail broker or a financial planner and buy a mutual fund, a stock, or a bond. This is identical to walking in an electronics store and buying a computer straight off the shelf. The second type of investor creates the investment. They source the raw components and assemble the deal themselves. This is the true professional. To become this apex predator of finance, you must master 3 exact skills. Skill number 1, find an opportunity that everyone else missed. You must see with your mind what the masses miss with their eyes. It is spotting a terrifying, run-down house and discovering at the title company that it secretly comes with 4 extra empty lots. Skill number 2, raise capital. The average person hits a wall because they only know how to ask a bank for money. The elite know how to bypass the bank entirely. They know how to tie up a $1.2 million apartment building with a written contract, and then raise the $100,000 deposit from a completely different investor who pays them a $50,000 finder's fee to take over the deal. Investing is not buying. Investing is knowing. Skill number 3, organize smart people. The truly intelligent never operate as the smartest person in the room. They hire, organize, and direct individuals who possess superior technical intelligence. Work to learn, not to earn. This brings us to the final, fatal trap of the middle class. The illusion of the safe job. There is an old cliché that the word job stands for just over broke. The masses are obsessed with earning pay and benefits in the short term, failing to realize this focus is disastrous for their long-term survival. The elite do not work for money. They work strictly to acquire skills. The school system teaches you to specialize. It dictates that to make more money, you must study more and more about less and less. This is a catastrophic lie. Overspecialization is a trap. If you become a highly specialized professional, Your life skills are utterly useless outside of your specific industry. A senior airline pilot, earning $150,000 a year, cannot effortlessly transfer those specialized skills if the airline industry collapses. This vulnerability is exactly why highly specialized workers are forced to rely on labor unions for survival. The elite operate on the complete opposite spectrum. They learn a little about a lot. Consider the brilliant young journalist in Singapore.
She had a master's degree in English literature
And wrote exceptional novels, but her career was entirely stagnant. When an insider advised her to take a sales training course, she was violently offended. She viewed salespeople as greedy and beneath her. She wanted to be a best-selling author, but she arrogantly refused to learn how to sell. The real world is filled with brilliant, talented, highly educated people who are entirely broke. They are poor because they focus completely on perfecting their product, rather than the business system that delivers it. Almost anyone can cook a better hamburger than McDonald's, but McDonald's makes billions because they are absolute masters at selling and delivering that basic, average burger. The system is the secret. To dominate, you must master the management of cash flow, the management of systems, and the management of people. Above all, you must master the ultimate specialized skills, sales and marketing. The ability to sell and communicate is the foundational base of all personal success. If you only focus on building a better hamburger, you will be a highly paid slave to the system. You must stop dragging the buckets of water. You must be bold enough to build the pipeline.